Hi, I am Allie Camilletti, and you are listening to Snack Leadership. I will be talking about everything leadership, broken down into bite-sized pieces. You will hear what different leadership skills look like in organizations and how they can rise teams up or take them down. I help leaders build resilience and improve performance by bringing awareness to opportunity behaviors in my business. Spark your mindset. I provide leadership and sales coaching, as well as team building and guest speaking. My hope is for you to feel inspiration and to create a spark in your mindset. Hi, everyone. Today we are talking about the leadership skill, learner. Learner's the ability and commitment to continuously seek new knowledge, skills, and perspectives, and to apply them to improve oneself, one's team, and organizational outcomes. Heather Bear is a trainer, consultant, and longtime champion of helping businesses grow in ways that feel both sustainable and human. With more than 3 decades of experience across hospitality, customer service, leadership development, and short-term rental management, she's known for turning complex ideas into practical, approachable strategies teams can actually use. Today, Heather helps organizations thoughtfully integrate AI, not as a shiny add-on, but as a tool that supports people's strength systems and creates breathing room for teams to do their best work. Working closely with leadership teams, she cuts through the noise around AI, designs realistic workflows, and builds the confidence needed for adoption to truly stick. Known for her warm, story-driven teaching style, Heather meets teams exactly where they are, helping organizations build smarter processes and stronger cultures in environments where people and technology work beautifully together. Oh, Heather, I have wanted you to be on this podcast for a while now, being that I just hit my 5-year mark. And
wow.
I know, right? I am so excited to have you here and to be able to talk with you about this, because this leadership skill, I feel it's just all you. Like, you are such a learner.
Just lifelong, absolutely lifelong, Allie. Now entering my sort of, what do they call it? The final third, final quarter. I don't know. I hate that, but yeah, I think I'm on a path to just keep learning, because it just keeps you alive.
Yeah, I am with you. I love it. I love it so much. So tell us, what's something you recently learned about yourself?
Oh, that's an interesting question, because I did think about this quite a lot, because I learn things about myself every day. But I think what has come to light recently was that I've spent all my life being comfortable with uncertainty.
Yeah.
You know, I was in a military family. We moved every 3 years. We never put roots down anywhere. And then I got married into the military. So my kids were military brats as well. And I could understand how they got stressed, because they didn't know if they would come home and they were at boarding school, because they had to go to boarding school, because they wouldn't be in the same school for any longer than 2.5 years. And I remember one of my sons saying, you will tell us if you move, won't you? So I was always comfortable with uncertainty, because I grew up with it, but I didn't realize it was such a strength. And that's my learning until AI happened. Yeah. Because I just noticed, as AI really started getting off the ground and accelerating, just how many people were feeling really overwhelmed and how frightened by how fast everything was changing. And I just found myself leaning more towards it than away from it. And it made me sort of reflect on where I've come in the last sort of couple of decades. And I sort of realized I've been drawn to periods of change. Always loved change. never lived anywhere longer than 3 or 4 years. That sort of thing. So I learned now that having that understanding about uncertainty and change has become a real strength, because now I can help people even more than I ever did because of that comfort with it. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. And I'm just thinking as you're sharing, like how it has made you so strong as an entrepreneur because there's so
Well,
much uncertainty.
I've started 13 companies over the course of my career, and they've been so wide ranging. From I had a psychotherapy and hypnotherapy business, I had a training business, I had a management consultancy, a cleaning business, a property management business. So yes, always open to different things. And now I'm sort of capitalizing on that now, because I never
Yeah.
realized before how important it was that those skills that I'd learned over those years, how important they are to have them, to be able to share them with others and show them that change isn't, it's not frightening.
Yeah.
It's to be embraced.
So when you think about this leadership skill, I'm hearing that you always have had it. Is that the case?
Yeah, well, it started really early. My mum was a teacher, and she had this incredible ability to make learning feel really exciting rather than
Mm.
intimidating. And she would she would have these she'd come home from the library with these weird books because she was going to learn something else. And she ran her own businesses. So I grew up watching someone who was constantly learning, out of curiosity. Not so much necessity, but curiosity. And I think with growing an entrepreneurial mindset, then you've got to learn all the time. I've had to learn about affiliate marketing and about product marketing and about how other people learn. And so I went to school and I learned how to be an adult educator. So I wasn't a teacher, but my qualification is in adult education because that was where it was taking me. But yes, I've loved to learn. The only thing I'm really not good at is languages, and I would love to be able to learn languages, but I have tried French, Spanish, um, a few others. German, I think I tried because my daughter's now a German citizen. So, but I can speak a smattering in a lot of languages, a little in a lot.
I love that you have almost reinvented yourself with this piece of AI and what you're offering companies now. Are you working specifically in vacation rentals, or are you dipping into other organizations and other industries?
I think I'd like to spread my wings a bit into other organisations, but mostly it is in vacation rentals, because that's where my core is. That's where the knowledge and experience is. And it was interesting that I was looking at a Facebook post this morning on a Facebook group, and somebody was decrying a couple that had been in the business for a year, and that they were out there marketing all their knowledge on YouTube and apparently making a lot of money on it. and I, the common thread in that thread was about experience and expertise and how you need that to be able to share it.
Yeah, so true. So, as you're going into companies and you are helping them embrace AI as well as other skills that they may be struggling in, what are you finding in companies when they're thriving with it versus they're struggling with it?
Oh, because it's really easy to tell,
Yes.
when they're really into training and development. You can see teams, and I know you do this as well, Ali. You go into these companies and you can see that they're confident in making decisions, and they're not afraid to suggest new ideas. Um, and they also begin to understand each other's roles more deeply when there's a training and development element that goes across the company, and it encourages people to cross train. Then it just feels like they're able to deliver better guest experiences, they're retaining their staff longer, and they can adapt. When we talked about change, they're adapting to change much better. On the other hand, when it's neglected, you see people burning out, they're stuck, they feel unsupported, and often they're afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's for leadership, that's what you definitely see in a company where learning is incorporated into their foundation. It's more proactive. You can feel that that's a proactive leadership rather than the reactive leadership that tends to be in those companies where training is not it's not a given.
Yeah, it's so true. I have so many thoughts going through my head right now as we're talking about this. And I think what I believe is the case, and this is just my belief, is that AI is offering us the opportunity to have more balanced lives that we should. Instead
Oh,
of now,
100%.
right? Instead of now tormenting over how I'm wording something in a marketing email or whatever, I am able to produce that so quickly, and it allows me more time for the other things where I feel more balanced. And I've really struggled with
Mhm.
our society and this like go, 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 and how people wear it as a badge. Oh, I work like a dog. And I'm like, oh, great for you. Like, that's not what I'm striving for. I'm striving for balance in my life. And it makes me so sad when I hear people feel like they're cheating by using AI.
Yeah, as I just said, 100%. And just to give you an example from this morning, I've now got, and I have to share this with you at some point, Ali,
Please.
a completely new process of creating presentations,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not in Gamma anymore.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm so done with Gamma, um, but I'm creating for a program that we've got coming up now. I'm creating training videos, and I want them to be engaging and
Yes.
appealing, so that people are just not seeing same old stuff. And I think, a 10-minute training video. I did the presentation of it in 10 minutes. And that was I had 13 slides in 10 minutes.
Love it. I can't wait
And
to hear.
and when that comes out, it comes out in PowerPoint eventually. There's a few steps to go to get it into PowerPoint when I can start to edit it. And then that's where the human involvement comes in. But it's the bulk of that work that is not worthy of my time,
No,
really.
on
It has been
average,
done. That work's been done. And
for a 1 hour slide deck, it takes 6 hours to put together. And I have been that person, and I torment, oh my gosh, are all the fonts the right size on every slide moving forward? And is this the best picture for it? And searching for the best picture. I mean, it is time consuming.
yeah, and as I say, I did 13 slides in 10 minutes. Should I tell you how I did them?
No.
I will save that for you.
You can share a little bit. I mean,
Well, I learned. I actually use Notebook LM.
you did. So I've tried Notebook LM and I struggled with it. I didn't feel that it was what I really wanted it to be.
Well, what I did was I uploaded the script that I wanted to talk about. So I
Oh,
created the script in ChatGPT. I
ooh.
uploaded it to Notebook LM. I also uploaded an image, my logo.
Yep.
And so there were just that's all it's feeding off, is the script and the logo. And the prompt for the presentation for the slides is simply create a modern slide deck that matches the script and is attractive, appealing, and it will meet the needs of my students. Then I describe who my students are. And then I press the button and I sit back, and I have been blown away with the
Oh,
results.
oh my God. I am
And
so
everyone's
excited about
different.
this.
This is with, it's not using the stock photos from Gamma.
Yeah.
There are some photos it uses, but it's It's like napkin, if you're familiar with napkin, that creates some nice diagrams and things, but it creates it all in minutes. And then the only thing is, it delivers it in a PDF format. So you've got to take that PDF and convert it to PowerPoint, which I've found a way of doing that as well. And then I go into PowerPoint and I do all the editing. So maybe another half hour just to get it just right, and then do the voiceover in PowerPoint.
Oh
And
my.
that's it. It is, yeah, my workflow has gone, I mean, for a training video, it has gone from probably a day to 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh, that's so amazing. I love hearing this. Yeah, I've struggled with Gamma recently because they like to put cartoon pictures in, and I have a thing. I don't like cartoon pictures. I want the realistic photos. And when I asked it to change the whole slide deck to realistic photos, it wasn't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I've found with AI, and I just have to thank you, Heather, because I hadn't embraced it until you and I were working on the VR Nation Pro Academy, building some content. And I was still like, oh, how do I really implement this? And now I use it for everything, like Chat GPT, absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, I'm so grateful for you.
Oh well, I just love sharing it. And if the more I can get out and share this AI wisdom, and it's not, as I was doing a session this morning, and it was AI is not a tool. It's not the tool. It's not an app. It's the foundation. And if you build your foundation right, then it is the support that the human needs, not the other way around.
Oh, it's so true. I mean, my mom was tormenting over the fact that her doctor notes are all in Spanish and she's moving some of her medical needs up to the US. And she's like, I'll pay you to do this. I'm like, no, you're not. It's like going to take me 5 minutes. I'm throwing that whole thing into chat, and it broke it down and translated it for me. And I just slapped it into a document for her. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, put these up to my chart. You're fine. But I mean, there's so many helpful things. The other thing that I noticed that I love, I feel like it really connects with delegation, because when we think about people that struggle with delegation, often I find that they're not detailed enough in what they're delegating. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so relatable to AI. Like if I go into AI and just say, oh, I just want this, and expect it just to make this amazing thing, it's not going to. But like you said, you added who your target market is and all these other pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it shines.
Exactly. I mean, there's that old phrase, "garbage in, garbage out," and it really does apply. And that's why your prompts have to be really specific. You
Yes.
cannot. I mean, the large language models know a lot, but they don't know a lot about you. So you have to give it your context. And yeah, um, coming back to the whole issue of learning, um, AI has to learn what your business is about, what you're about, what your brand voice is, and then once you've got that, that is so impactful for companies who are beginning to implement a training and development program. That's where you start. You start with that knowledge base, because so many founders have stuff just stuck in their heads.
Yes.
It's in their heads. They've always done it like this, and then they complain, "Oh my gosh, I've been explaining this over and over again." Well, you never have to explain anything more than once now.
Yeah.
Explain it by audio into Chat GPT. Just do that once and then save it, and that goes into a knowledge base, and then it's there in perpetuity until you change it.
Yeah. So good. When you
You've got me
think,
on my soapbox now.
I love it. I love it. I will listen to you on your soapbox all the time. So you kind of shared that, your mom was really your mentor, which I just think that's so great for parents out there listening. I know I'm kind of stuck now on what you're saying and how I'm going to be able to translate that to my own daughter to help her, because I think having that learner mentality also helps you with change and resilience.
Mhm.
And that's so important. But is there another mentor that you wanted to share?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I thought about it, it was really my mom. There's been so many other mentors over the years. People that I've learned from. In this business, there's been so many. I sit down with Steve Trover like I did the other day, and it's like, oh, I just feel he's he's a mentor because he has so apart from the fact that he has the same, we've both been in the business at exactly the same time, but he's got a different set of experiences. And that's what I seek out in people that I learn from. And when you say mentor, it really is, for me, it's a mentor is somebody that I have learned something from, and it has stuck in my mind. And there's been people over the years, people like Matt Landau, who have given me such insight
Yeah.
into my own psyche, as well as the business side of it. So yeah, probably too many to mention. But you
Okay.
mentioned resilience, and going back to my mother again, she modeled that.
Yeah.
Um, she had some really bad times
Mhm.
over her life, and she navigated all of those challenges with just sheer determination and then creativity, and that really influenced how I approach business and life now.
Yeah, it is very, very important. And I think the more we experience in this world that's so unpredictable, resilience is key. But it's
Yeah,
also the piece of the learning that is very important. How about a quote that you feel embodies this leadership skill of learner?
that would be Albert Einstein, because I've not gone anywhere near close to an Einstein intellect, but some of the things that he said is just, oh my gosh, this just really ties into me. And one of them is, once you stop learning, you start dying. And it gets ever more important as you age, because that dying thing begins to sort of pop up every so often, and you think about it, you think, once you stop learning, you start dying. So you continue learning, you just keep it at arm's length.
Yes, yes, I so agree with that statement. Absolutely. Anything else you want to share before we finish with what's your favorite snack?
um I just, for anybody out there, for somebody who's in a company who wants to learn, don't just sit there thinking about it. Be proactive, be forceful, be assertive about it. But don't just say, oh, I wish I had more training.
Yeah,
Find the training that you want and then make a case for it. Because that's often founders of companies, they're just so busy, they're wearing a gazillion hats, they don't even think about it. But if you go with a proposal that says, I found this course, it would be fabulous for me, it would be great for the company, and this is how everybody would benefit, that I would strongly suggest they do that. And then for the founders who are wearing all those hats, just think about the time that can be saved if you put somebody through a training program. That investment will reward you time and time again. Even if you think the investment's high at the outset, what you're going to get back over time, particularly if that employee really feels valued, they're going to stay with you.
yeah.
And the cost of replacing somebody is massive.
And it's
So
succession planning.
it absolutely is, yes.
Yeah. Oh, such good advice. Okay, what's your favorite snack?
Well, I'd have to say it's trail mix because I'm on a real healthy kick, but I like them even better when they've got M&Ms in, which probably defeats the healthy purpose, but it sort of it fits me. It's practical and it's indulgent at the same time.
It's so
I
good.
love my trail mix. But yes, it's there's times where I'll make it myself and I don't have anything sweet in it, and then we'll go out and I'll buy a big bag and make sure it's got the biggest M&Ms in it.
Oh, it's so good. Heather, thank you so much for your time, your knowledge, and I am super grateful for you.
And Ali, you do such a fantastic job. I am so honored to have you as a colleague in my life.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Snack Leadership. I hope you felt inspiration, motivation, and felt your mindset spark. Snack Leadership is recorded and produced by myself, Ali Camilletti, and music by Shireen Amini.